Basically, a couple of weeks ago when the war started, I packed things into my car, took my family, and we drove for 3 days to escape from my country. Probably I should say a few words about the war as well, because it's the most important thing today happening to my country. I would like to say that I believe it's a horrendous act, and I know there are so many people back in Russia who think that this war Putin is a war criminal to us. So I would really want the world to see that Russian people are not for. But there are a lot of people who are for this war in Russia, of course, but there are so many people who are against, and they're taking real risks right now. They're being prosecuted. They're facing prison time just for their views. Unfortunately, it is not safe to think differently now in Russia, and many people are afraid to state what they think, because they can lose everything. They could lose not only their jobs, they could lose their freedom, actually freedom. So people are facing up to 15 years of prison time just for saying that they're not, they didn't vote for this war, they don't support it, and they're against any kind of violence, especially of that sort. But me and my friends, my family, and everybody I know are against this. This is a act of horrible, violence, and we never voted for Putin, and we think he's a war criminal. Thank you for this minute of the ability to speak my mind, because it is important for me to state this.
It's so valuable to hear that, and you're educating me and our audience on a number of things that you couldn't be aware of. First of all, we don't know until you've mentioned it that Russians are getting enough information to know how it really is. And there's a lot of information here in the West that Russians are being led to believe that it's a justified war and that Putin's doing this for a number of reasons. And so to hear you say that people inside Russia don't agree is very valuable, and I appreciate that. I also would love to know a little more about, number one, are you safe? And what were those 3 days like where you traveled? Were you concerned? Did you feel in danger? And what is your safety now in Georgia?
I mean, I think we're relatively safe here because we're in a different country right now. But the traveling part was, of course, it's, up to the whole decision of leaving my country where I lived my whole entire life came in about a couple of hours. So we only had this one talk with my wife, and then we decided to pack up and move out. And so everything you knew, everything you've built for so many years, your reputation, your work, your friends, your social life, whatever, everything basically turns to, ashes in a matter of days. But to me, it's so important to be able to speak my mind freely. I cannot imagine living in a society where this is taken away from me, This is like a basic human right, and I think everybody should have it. I don't believe in anyone having the right to take this away from me or from my family and from my children. So we did that, and of course it's very difficult. We're renting an apartment in a different country. I've been working from here remotely on projects that I started back in Moscow. But it's doable, and at least I can be sure that nobody's going to arrest me based on my views.